of all, I give a motivation code. I hope you guys like this code. We are living in the beginning of a mass extinction and our climate is breaking down. The five mass extinction event that shaped the history of Earth and the sixth that's happening now. The death of the dinosaurs was just one of five global events that saw millions of species wiped out. How do these events happen and how can we stop it happening again? For the last 10,000 years, Earth has been in the midst of yet another extinction event that is rapidly removing animals from our planet. Scientists define a mass extinction as around 3/4 of all species dying out over a short geological time, which is anything less than 2.8 billion years. According to the conversation right now, humans find themselves at the beginning of the latest mass extinction, which is moving much faster than any of the others. Since 1970, the population of vertebrate species has declined by an average of 68% and currently more than 35,000 species are considered to be threatened with extinction. According to the International Union of Conservation of Nature (IUCN), during the 20th century alone, as many as 543 land vertebrates become extinct, according to a research article in the journal PNAS. Even since the beginning of the polytube plumbing industrial revolution in 1716s, humans have been the main contributor to Earth's current environment crisis, from greenhouse gas emissions and ozone limiting of deforestation, plastic pile-off and the illegal animal trade. Humans have actively stripped the world of some species and threatened many more. There are those who argued that climate change and the extinction of animal species are a natural part of life, and in some way that's true. After all, the first five mass extinctions occurred without the presence of humans. However, the difference is the speed at which this mass extinction happened. Fossil records don't just tell us what creatures exist before us, but also how long a species can naturally survive before becoming extinct without human intervention. This is referred to as the background rate, and it is equal to around one species extinction per 1 million species per year. Currently, because of human activity, the actual background rate is tens of thousands of times higher, meaning species are becoming extinct much faster than they should be. Studies have found that some species lost from Earth would have continued to survive for 800 to 10,000 years without the interventions of human activity, according to a study published in a journal Science Advice. Pandemic perspective, never before has the world been able, if not forced, to take a step back from normal life and give nature the breathing room it needs. 2020's lockdown have led to a 70% of global decrease in carbon emissions and a 20% of fall in nitrogen oxide levels. According to NASA, water waves cleared up and animals were seen venturing into cities and towns around the world. While it seems like a wonderful revival for the planet, it's a temporary one as human civilization return to normal and extinction return to the previous rate. Ecotourism is a industry that fuels conservation efforts worldwide, but it's been on the verge of collapse since global travel restrictions were imposed without the income from tourists. Conservationists are having trouble protecting endangered species from poaching, which during the pandemic has been on the rise. The first mass extinction on Earth, the Ordovician-Silurian extinction, was occurring 440 million years ago. It concluded the Ordovician period, which is known as for a dramatic increase in marine life and the appearance of early terrestrial plants. When organisms such as corals and shelled brachiopods filled the world's shallow water, but on Earth, ventured on to land, life itself was beginning to spread and diversity, having first emerged around 3.7 million years ago. But about 440 million years ago, a climatic shift causes sea temperature to change, and the majority of life in the ocean died. But then the temperature on the planet started to drop. The overall warm climatic zones became colder and colder until the oceans got covered with the thick sheets of ice. Most of the marine species was not ready for unexpected change. Imagine a terrified silent crawling along the bottom of the sea and suddenly bumping into glacier. Yeah, it's like living your entire life in a beach bungalow, only define yourself in an igloo. At the end of Ordovician period, a rapid onset of mass glaciation covered the southern supercontinent Gondwana glaciation. On this scale logged away a high percentage of the world's water and dramatically lowered global sea levels, which stripped away vital habitats from many species, destroying food chains and decreasing reproductive success. And then all species is gone. Late Devonian extinction, often referred to as the age of fish. 375 to 315 million years ago, seven extinction events occurred that were like pulses that damage a lot of marine species, arthropods like scorpions and mites, lots of various fish, including sharks, all were in decline. Overall, more than 75% of all living beings disappeared back then who were mainly in the ocean. Therefore, such events are even more unclear than those before the late Ordovician mass extinction. Most scientists now believe those waves were caused by change in sea level and a lack of oxygen in the oceans. Here, lots of plants quickly moved to land and adapted to living outside of water. And since they were the main source of oxygen in the ocean, all those fish and sea scorpions were in for a very unpleasant surprise. The booming growth of plants on land also removed much of the CO2 in the atmosphere and enriched it with oxygen. Instead, this led to a sudden temperature fall again. And although no new ice age followed, many land animals could not adapt to a new condition. Oh well, this was only the first wave, not the reason for the second one that came about 700 million years later. Still, other scientists think there could have been a mass volcanic eruption or even meteorite strikes, but those are just hypotheses. Then another 100 million years passed without much trouble. Species rise and fell inward and disappear. But the cycle of life continued until about 215 million years ago when the third mass extinction event occurred. It happened in the Permian period, the last period of the Paleozoic era, and it was so catastrophic that it had all the chances of becoming the last mass extinction on our planet. Scientists are still unsure of what caused so many species to be eliminated, but the fact is that around 96% of all living creatures in the world were gone. One theory suggests that volcanoes started being overly active that threw millions of tons of methane and basalt into the atmosphere. Asteroid strings have added to the damage too. The sky was literally covered in dark clouds of ash. The proto-mammals and reptiles tried to hide from the black and grey mist, but it was everywhere. It was like hiding from the air itself. Another culprit could have been microbes that likely the methane-rich environment that could have quickly spread in the oceans and literally choked the rest of the marine life forms there. But whatever the reason, the Permian mass extinction event was the most massive and devastation of all the great five all life on our planet could have ended. Right then and there, but those 4% that persisted eventually spread across the earth and started a new era. Yeah, the fourth great mass extinction hit it. Was different though, slowly creeping across the planet. Over the last 80 million years of the Triassic period, the extinction occurred in numerous short pulses, wiping out several species at a time. A slight climate change here, a sudden temperature fall there, and very upset animals and fish all around. The main reason for the was again the volcanic activity. At the time, fiery mountains started sweeping out ash and gas once more, lowering the oxygen level and suffocating life. Well, that was harsh. The gases and other substances throughout of the volcano changed the Earth climate again. Sea levels, because of that, some researchers believe even the pH level were altered. That means the marine life that used to be swimming peacefully in more alkaline water suddenly found itself trying to survive in acid. But apart from causing burst of extinction, these changes also occurred in the era of dinosaurs. It did not begin immediately. Of course, some species evolve and slowly grow into the niche animals. Yeah, you hear so much about the extinction was the last of the Great Five and certainly the most well known about 65 million years ago. When dinosaurs were still ruling both land and ocean, an enormous asteroid came from outer space and fell right on Earth. The impact was so powerful it left huge crater in the Yucatan Peninsula, and the explosion sent millions of tons of debris into the air. The dinosaurs that lived far away from the impact zone raised their head and saw black and shining clouds blocking the sun. It remained for years, drastically dropping the temperature. In addition to the cold that followed, the asteroid hit a carbon rock that had a lot of fable material. In that impact led to an explosion, the chemical mixture in the air and produced sulfuric acid, and that acid fell down in the form of rain, altering the pH of the ocean. Aquatic creatures that were again used to more alkaline water went. Oh, come on, that did not help though. The changes were sudden and severe. About 75% of all animals and plants went extinct in a matter of years, unable to survive harsh conditions on the planet. But some persistent. Many of them were reptiles like crocodiles and turtles which managed to survive, even up to this day looking almost the same as they did back in the dinosaur days. Others were mammals which lived in the shadow of the mighty dinosaurs and hid from them in dark corners. But now that the giant animals were gone, they began to furious, bringing in the Cenozoic era, the one that lasts to this day. And today we may be witnessing that Mars' sixth extinction. What do you think, guys, about Mars' sixth extinction? If you like this video, just subscribe, like, share. Bye everyone.